Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today. Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the Tuesday mandate. You get it on now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Dawson's in studio.
Happy to be here.
He's got the news, man.
That's right. Let's go to Long Beach, California for this first story, where a candidate for mayor of Long Beach posted something incredibly interesting. His name is Rogelio Martinez.
Probably Rogelio.
Yeah.
Why does everybody who works in Long Beach in any capacity, even the mayor, look like he's in the band Sublime?
Sure, it's the flat-billed hat.
It's the flat-billed hat. I don't get the flat-billed hat. I don't get it. I like a little rake on my hat.
You can also see that he has the sticker on the lid, and that I hear that the reason they leave the sticker on it is so you can prove that you paid for it or that it's new.
But then I think it just becomes like a thing like prison pants, but you're on the outside. But anyway, all right, let's hear what Rogelio has to say.
Expect a gang leader from every gang, all 55 gangs, and I'm not going to name them by name, but I'm calling the Latino gangs. I'm calling the Cambodian gangs. I'm calling the Filipino gangs. I'm calling the black gangs. I'm calling the Pacific Islander gangs. I'm calling all gang leaders to meet me right here, Long Beach City Hall, this coming Monday. Why Monday? Specifically, I need you to be here to meet me in person to take back this city.
Oh, you'll take it back.
Our leadership is not doing anything about it, and our police are powerless. Once again, let me be very clear. My name is Rogelio Martinez, your 2026 Long Beach City Mayor, and I need your help. I need to see 55 gang leaders here this coming Monday. We need to take back the city. Enough is enough. ICE needs to get out of Long Beach.
All right, you can pause it for a second. I watched this earlier, and when this got cut off. At the beginning, he goes, I want all 55 gangs of Long Beach to come to this beautiful city. And it's like, how beautiful can it be? You have over 40 gangs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gang activity for a beautiful city. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't advertise Knott's Berry Farm that way. You know what I mean? Hey, it's great. Bring the kids. We got 55 gangs. And Spillikin Corners.
Yep.
You can see how peanut butter's made.
It's curious, too. He's calling out the Latino, Cambodian, Filipino, Black, Pacific Islander gangs. I would argue there's probably a couple of white supremacist gangs in Long Beach.
I know those dudes.
But they didn't get the call.
No, I did a corporate for those guys out in Long Beach not that long ago. Yeah. Hey, they pay cash. Mike's not asking questions. Who are the politicians that like put a camera in their face and say these things out loud, like criminal statements, essentially? And then they always do the same thing. They do the same thing all the time. They go, come out, make your voice heard, push back, stand in between. Listen, you're talking about fighting law enforcement.
Right.
That's what you're talking about. They go peacefully. The whole problem with peacefully, it'd be like if somebody said, look, somebody's going to key your car and then they're going to spray paint it and then they're going to pop the tires. But you just peacefully observe.
Right.
Well, eventually you have to get involved. Otherwise, you don't stop them. I mean, how can you stop somebody from doing something and then stand and watch? You either get involved or you don't. And his thing is get involved. They're all saying get involved. When they say come back, stand up. By the way, stand up to. What does that mean? Pull up his chair and watch? Stand up, get in their face, push back. What does push back mean? It means push back.
It means literally push back.
This is the most insane time in our country's history, but it's all chick think, and it's all leftist, retarded chick think.
Right.
It's all, I don't know what you guys, yes, everything is bedlam because you guys are in the streets screaming and pushing back. If you just go home, then everyone will just do their fucking job.
And then the complete lack of awareness filming this.
I know, but then they do this thing where it's like, we don't want any of these people in the. All right, so you are an official that got elected, and when you're an elected official, you just enforce laws, but you're not going to enforce this one. Just anybody can come to town, set up shop,
right,
work, do whatever, get a fake ID or not, hang out, maybe vote, maybe not vote. That's fine. Just times hundreds of thousands, millions of people. What's the plan? It's all crazy chick thing.
It's just the plan is anarchy,
yes,
as far as I can tell.
Right. That's what it is.
I don't know. I'd be interesting
a little more because he does talk about like the plan, and they always do this thing where they go peacefully. Like, what do you need gangbangers for if it's going to be peaceful?
Right.
Why don't you just get grannies? All right. Let's see what he says.
And this is the only way that I know how to get them out. Peacefully. But with strong force. But peacefully.
Okay, this guy's a retard.
The police are not at fault.
Oh.
The police are not doing anything wrong. I'm not here to defund the police.
This guy's a
I stand
dope,
with
by
my
the way.
Long Beach police officers, men and women that serve the Long Beach.
He stands with them, but he's calling all gangbangers to come down and create bedlam in the streets.
How is that going to work out?
I don't know. Again, I don't know why you need gangbangers if it's going to be peaceful.
I'm curious what the polling is in Long Beach after this. I wonder if this guy got a boost in support from a certain element of the population in Long Beach.
The gangbanger, the Cambodian gangbanger.
Yep.
Populist.
He's really big. In the Pacific Islander gangbanger.
A lot of it is we're electing a lot of dopes. I mean, just sort of 10-cent head.
Yeah.
This guy's got a 10-cent head. What is the plan? What do you want to do? You want to get rid of ICE. Okay. Who's going to get rid of ICE? Well, not the police and not the citizens, but the gangbangers are coming.
Right.
But they're going to do it peacefully?
Right.
How is it they are going to remove ICE peacefully? And then if they are, what do you need gangbangers for? Jesus Christ. Like, these guys won't rest until someone gets shot. If you really think, like,
they won't even rest after people get shot.
Right. Well, let's just think about what these guys, you're right. Let's just think about this. There's a bunch of ICE guys out there with guns, and they ain't scared to use them. I think we figured that out. And now a bunch of gangbangers just ascend onto the city and get in the face of the guys with the guns, and then the gangbangers probably have a weapon too, and where are we now?
Peacefully.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Dopes.
All right.
Why does California become like some sort of receptacle for like the dopiest of all the
Here
dopes?
is
like
my theory. Here is my theory.
Like it's some sort of gutter system for retards.
All of the worst ideas are funneled here because the idiots who run everything are from other places. They've been driven out of their own homes. And they come here and bring all their stupid ideas.
He seems like
he's a local, probably.
Local?
Yeah.
Got his dumb idea. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's dumb.
Or like people from Swalwell. The dude's from Iowa. Katie Porter came from like fucking Kansas or some shit.
They're so dumb.
Yeah.
Cardiff, small businesses. They're the backbone of the country. The problem is over half of small businesses need funding and banks are stingy. So if you want bank rates without bank delays, you got to go check out cardiff.co/Adam. They are the largest privately held small business lender in the U.S. The application takes under 5 minutes and doesn't hit your personal credit. You can use the money however you see fit. Cardiff knows that small businesses keep this country moving. It's Cardiff. Am I right, Dawson?
Banks try to lock out small businesses. Cardiff has the key. Big banks may not want to approve your business loans, but Cardiff does. If you've been in business for at least a year and are pulling in $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding at cardiff.co/Adam. Again, that's cardiff.co/Adam. Real growth, fast funding. Cardiff. Borrow better.
Morgan and Morgan. Well, there's a reason Tom Brady's got 7 rings, just like there's a reason Morgan and Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Over $20 billion recovered for more than 500,000 clients. That's not a slogan. That's results. In one Florida case, insurance offered $350,000. Client walked away with $12 million. They've been doing this for 35 years, fighting for the people. Morgan and Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people, not the powerful. It's Morgan and Morgan, right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Well, there's a great story from the Associated Press. This is hilarious. 2026 Olympic Winter Games are going to kick off next week. The Associated Press has found one major problem with the Olympics.
The winter?
The Winter
Not
Olympics.
Enough representation.
Not enough third world representation.
Third world. What about those Cambodian gangbangers? Can they ski?
Zambonian
gangbangers.
Look, for the same reason I think there shouldn't be hockey in places where it doesn't snow.
Right.
Third world countries are not big downhill skiers or bobsledders or the skeleton track because...
Yeah. Well, no, look, here's the thing. All right, look, I was a poor person. People, once in a while, someone will say to me, did you guys ski growing up? I go, no, how would we ski? How would we ski?
Right.
And they go, I don't know, we skied. Okay, well, in order to ski, you have to have equipment. You have to rent equipment. But the other thing no one ever talks about, you need a car that can make it to the ski resort.
Right.
That means up a long mountain road and sometimes with ice on it.
Right.
We did not have a car that could make it to the top of Mountain High or Bear Mountain or Mammoth that would have taken a new car, like a good car. We didn't have that kind of car. So we didn't have a car that could get there. But then once you get there, the lift pass was $35, the rental for the ski. What about apparel? I mean, we got a sweat jacket and cut off denims.
The cost of admission
it's impossible.
Is way too far. Exactly.
No one I knew skied. It would be an impossibility to ski.
When I heard people when I was in high school and people were saying they were going skiing this weekend, I always assumed they were totally rich.
Yeah. I would go to the Gallagher's house and see a picture of them.
Now, Summer Olympics are a lot more equitable because you don't need equipment to run.
Right.
You can just run.
Oh, not only that, you have an advantage. You're being chased by a tiger like the whole time, or a moose or a yak or something.
Listen to this reporting, this excellent reporting from the Associated Press, and specifically pay attention to what she says about
But also,
Sweden.
I mean, can we look? The marathon is dominated by Ethiopians. Can we just kind of agree?
Or Kenyans.
Or Ethiopians. Yes. Okay. They have the body type for it. They have the climate for it. Whatever it is, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge it. I go, that's their thing. And then you go Nordic skiing and you go, okay, well, the guy's the Swedish guy do that or whatever. It's fine. Like everyone can have their own little sport. All right, here we go.
This is hilarious.
Immigration from Africa and the Middle East is changing the demographics of Europe's top winter sports countries, but that hasn't really translated to their largely white rosters heading to the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. For instance, Team Sweden is almost entirely made up of ethnically Swedish athletes, which is hardly a reflection of the country's diversity, as Sweden has welcomed historic numbers of asylum seekers in recent decades. Experts point to social, financial, and geographical barriers and believe there needs to be a big cultural shift.
Maybe if rape was an Olympic sport.
Yeah, we can get
influence behind
some of those folks involved from the African nations.
Sports is their parents. For second generation
like grooming.
Whose parents may be
if grooming's an event.
Young athletes may have a harder time garnering the support that they need.
My parents made me nervous because they felt scared. They felt maybe I was also out of place. Maybe it's something dangerous. Maybe it's something I don't belong to. But I proved them wrong.
There are also financial and
So what sport is she?
geographical factors at play too. Immigrants
Snowboard.
typically live in major urban areas, away from skiing hubs in the mountains, and are in less
I think she's
privileged
Somali. I
economic
think
positions.
she goes
Participating
cross
in
country
sports
to the
can be
daycare
very
center
expensive.
Right.
and then
While some
defrauds the
countries
government.
like Sweden offer
long
programs
hike
to young
back.
children that give them access to free ski equipment and the slopes, experts also believe that more needs to be done by winter sports.
We should
to
start a
improve
network called the
accessibility,
Out of
specifically
Problem
for immigrants
News.
and
Oh, yeah.
Where
underserved
this
communities.
is like the lead story on the Out of Problems. Yes, who gives a fuck?
By the way, just a non sequitur here. I was up in the Bay Area last week, and I listened to the Black Information Network.
Oh,
And this one story, they did the Don Lemon story.
it's got to be great.
And the lady said, Don Lemon, a black man.
I love when they do that. I love it. I love it. Oh, there's a thing. Maybe somebody can play it, but it was in New York, talking to like kindergarten kids. The school was giving a speech about the kids, and the kids have to fight hate and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if you saw that one. It was good, but I just thought, indoctrinate these kids early, get them into the whole race thing, make sure everybody's fighting about race all the time, always. Even though it's 2026, you have to hit race on everything all the time. And it's so fucking ridiculous, but also, what a sad thing, like to sit back and just reflect on your life at the end of your life and go, I spent my whole life just fucking tilting at a windmill that didn't even really exist.
Right.
Fighting race. All right, sorry, what else you got? Homes.com. Well, some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. It may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory, or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home the best. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth info they need to find the right home. I always use Homes.com, and you should too. Homes.com, that's Homes.com. We've done your homework. O'Reilly, auto parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, that's the business that keeps your car on the road, man. They offer friendly, helpful service and all the knowledge you need. If you can't figure out why your car ain't running right, and sometimes I can't figure it out, always first stop, O'Reilly Auto Parts. They always know what's going on. They have thousands of parts in stock and can test your battery for free. Need wipers, a brake light, a quick fix? They'll get you the right part. Everyone who works there is knowledgeable and friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly are your one-stop shop for DIY auto stuff. You can do it in person or you can do it online. Am I right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. Comedy Club in Minnesota canceled 6 sold-out shows featuring comedian Ben Bankus over some jokes he made about Renee Good. He put up, not totally funny, but her last name was Good. That's what I said after they shot her. He also referred to Good's wife as a dog and called her retarded.
He had 6 sold-out shows.
He had 6 sold-out shows. Here's his reaction to being canceled.
Not that my shows were canceled in Minnesota. Yeah, they were supposed to be next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We sold out 6 shows in Minnesota, and they canceled it because, honestly, I don't know why. Well, yeah, I mean, fuck them, obviously. Like, they wanted to cancel it last week, and then we were like, no, if you're gonna have to pay me. We just sold out 6 shows. Like, you fucking pay me if you're gonna cancel like that, right? And so they're like, they were pussying out because they got a weird, a voicemail from a liberal being like, are you really gonna have a guy on your fucking stage that made a joke about fucking Renee Good?
So, question for you. Does he get paid?
I'm trying to think. Mike was telling me today at the lounge at the airport that he did a corporate gig in Germany where they gave the guy, this is like 30 years ago, they gave the guy 50 grand and like day of, they just went, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. And yeah, you do keep the money. I'll tell you how payment works a lot of the time. And it really shouldn't in modern times. And that thing that your sister would say, which is possession is 9/10 of the law, sounds stupid because someone steals your bike. That doesn't mean they own your bike.
Right.
But in this world, if they pay you half up front or pay you up front, good luck getting the money back. But if they don't pay you any money, good luck getting the money from them.
Sure.
See what I'm saying? And so it's like, this isn't a corporate
So if
gig.
he got an advance,
he won't get it. He won't get an advance.
Good
He
luck
would
getting
not.
it.
But if this is like a corporate gig, and they go, it's 50 grand, we'll give you. First off, you always go, we need half or all. Then no way are we going to do this. And then you go, I didn't think it was that funny, and then you don't get paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, good luck getting it out of them. You'll never get it out of them. So if it's a corporate type thing, you got half or full. Then you get paid, then you don't give it back. Then they could go, we want it back, and then you go, fuck you, we had a deal. But in this case, you settle up after the show because he's
probably not getting paid.
No, I mean he's probably got a door deal where he gets like 75 or 80% or whatever the door is. Maybe, and there's a guarantee. There's usually a guarantee involved, but good luck getting the guarantee. The guarantee doesn't show up before the gig. So I would say we'd have a very difficult time getting paid.
Okay. Now the club owner says, and I got to agree with the club owner here. He says a small club like ours does not have the needed resources to mitigate current risks. We're obligated to place the highest priority on the safety of our guests, staff, and talent, and we're left with no option but to cancel. In the current climate in Minnesota, you kind of got to do that.
I just did a show with Megyn Kelly, and she ordered 2 magnetometers, not just one, 2 metal detectors people could pass through.
So, and these are at the same entrance. You go through 2 of them.
You know what I think? First, I was like, why do we need 2 of them? Because, by the way, we got to split the cost for all that. But, Megyn Kelly, she needs security,
right?
In this day and age. Here's how much security I had. I walked home from the Kennedy Center. I walked back to the hotel in a snowstorm just alone, dragging the merch bag. Mike said, I'm waiting for the Uber. I said, the Uber's never showing. I just left. Rosetta Stone, whether it's comedy or racing, I really love putting in the work and getting better at something. And that's why I enjoy Rosetta Stone. I can fit small lessons into the day and see real improvements fast. They have 30 years of experience and millions of users. Learn anytime, anywhere. Rosetta Stone fits your lifestyle with flexible, on-the-go learning, and you'll sound natural with true accent, which gives you real-time feedback on pronunciation. The lifetime membership gives you all 25 languages forever. Learn one now, pick another next year. No extra cost. It is Rosetta Stone. Right, Dawson?
Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. ACS listeners can grab a Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/Adam to get started and claim your 50% off today. Go to rosettastone.com/Adam and start learning today.
At Pluto TV, we're celebrating Black History Month with our free curated collection of Black entertainment.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Catch award-winning films like Dreamgirls, Monsters Ball, and Selma.
We must make a massive demonstration.
Iconic hits like School Days and Set It Off. Plus full seasons of shows like Tyler Perry's Sisters and Power.
I got you.
It's star-studded brilliant Black entertainment, and it's all free.
It's getting good.
This month and always on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You have no fear.
I don't, but that doesn't mean I'm smart. No, a magnetometer. I assume they wanted 2 because it was a sold out show. There's 800-900 people,
and they got to send
everybody funnel them all through one is just going to take too long to load.
Right.
So they got 2 going. Oh, we have the school children being indoctrinated. Jesus Christ! By the way, who's worse? Okay, let me ask you this: who was better and got worse? Like fall from grace type of thing. Like you go, there's stories like Weinstein, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that guy was the toast of the town and now he's in jail. Or Bill Cosby, he was America's father.
Right.
Who's fallen further in like the last 8 years? Nurses or school teachers? I mean, because it used to be they were both just in the hero department.
Right. I would have said nurse. I would have said school teachers. It was
up there with firemen. It was like fireman, nurse, school teacher. Now, school teachers are the fucking worst.
Right.
They're all pieces of liberal shit, and I learned that during COVID. And now it turns out nurses are the angriest, craziest, most fucked up people on the planet.
And nurses can actually do bodily harm to patients, whereas the teachers only do mental harm.
That's right. Just mental harm that lasts forever. All right, here. Well, this is a school. I guess it's a school outside of New York.
Are those cops in the background or some sort of Gestapo?
Gestapo women. But these are like five-year-olds.
Yeah, look at the one white kid.
All those who are out protesting against the violence that we see and the harm that we see happening to our friends. So some of our friends are going to share how they feel about what's happening and what they want to see happen in our government to change the harm that we see. So Sahad, how do you feel about what's happening?
I feel all of it.
Right, and how do you feel? What did you tell us earlier?
I feel angry.
Because you don't like to see what?
I would like to punch an Asian lady when I grow up.
Or take it away from their family.
Right, and so...
Freak the kids out!
Just repeating what they told him.
Amadi, what do we want to say?
That's the white kid.
Stop the...
hating.
Right. Okay, and my last 3, Faith, Mariama, and Raya. What do we want to tell people?
Normal name.
Stop hurting people.
Stop
And what do we
hurting
want to
people.
say as a school?
Enough is enough. Stop hurting people.
I like that they dragged they all right, you pause it. They dragged the cafeteria lady in there who does not have a grasp on the English language, and she's a little off.
Yeah. That's absolutely insane. I have not seen that. But there's something in their heads that makes them think this is not only acceptable but needed.
Well, it's all
and they feel like heroes.
It's part of the all roads lead to narcissism. Because why are you filming yourself? And also, nobody even reads at the right grade level anymore, does math anymore. But you just fucking educate the kids. Like, what if other jobs work that way? Like, what if transmission repair went, well, primarily I'm here to fix transmissions, but I also want to lay down some of my philosophies and indoctrinate some of the folks who own these cars into my personal political I want to lay down some of my political thought. Like, just fix the fucking transmission. Teachers, just fucking teach. That's all. We don't even know where you're at. I don't even want to know what you're. I don't want to know if you're straight or gay. I don't want to know who you voted for. You have a job.
Yeah.
Teach. There's classes. There's history. There's math. There's all sorts of reading and language. Just feel free to go ahead and teach. Here's the thing. Women can't do it. They can't. So meaning, if you have guys and the guys are vegan, they can shut their face and go about their vegan business and let you eat a ham sandwich.
Right.
Women ain't going to put up with that shit.
Right.
You can't sit there at work without them starting to say something about what you're doing and then getting up. It goes against their fiber. Right. And so the women become school teachers, and now we're fucked. All right. Going to Florida. Why shouldn't I go to Florida? Funny Bone, Atlanta. I think there's tickets there. We're doing a live podcast there. And then Naples, Off the Hook. Good food at that place. Bunches of shows. Early ones sold out, but we're doing 3 on Saturday. So
nice.
Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live stuff. Dawson, you got any shows?
Yeah, actually, you can just catch me Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. afternoon drive on 95.7 FM in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nice.
Hey, Ace Man, it's Cam from Boston. Just wanted to report that both my mom and dad made me a variety of sandwiches: corned beef, roast beef, Italian style, PB&Js, PB and fluffs, all different kinds of lunch meats, you name it. I love the shit out of them, but I also didn't permanently move out of their 1,000 square foot house till I was about 29 years old. So there's a give and take there, but take it easy.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
So, little twist with rifling. I was connecting rifling with bullets, but they rifled their muskets in the Civil War, which gave their musket balls more accuracy.
Yeah.
But still not as accurate as a bullet would be, which came a few years
Make
later.
about 300 yards if it's rifled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, your dad knows.
I think so, yeah.
David, did your mom, I know your mom was a nurse and a sweet lady and looked the other way and kept stolen mopeds in the kitchen, but
yeah.
Did she make you sandwiches? And in Ireland, do they eat sandwiches?
Well, yeah, you'd be shocked. We will eat any food. If you're from a country that had starvation, you're going to eat anything, except potentially peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, who a very small population, or number of the population, stole from America. But for the most part, I think we do not believe peanut butter to be a protein whatsoever.
What is a good Irish sandwich?
Ham and cheese, or cheese and ham, or you can have ham and cheese. And the only decision is it on white bread or brown bread.
And did your mom make you sandwiches?
Yeah, she would have. I still remember turning up in I think I was one of Ireland's first exchange students ever to this university in Montreal, and also the last. But I'll never forget walking into Subway and the guy just offered me all these different bread types, and I was like, "What the hell are all these questions like raw bread, dry bread, double rich crunch?" And I'm like, "Dude, you just decide." And he's like, "It is not my job, sir, to pick the cheese or the bread." And I was like, "I've never had all these options before." I literally just got a bread roll. At one stage when I was working in a factory somewhere when I was in college, I just buy a bread roll, nothing on it at all, just a bread roll and a thing of milk. So yeah, your sandwiches are slightly fancier. I've never seen a country put so many unnecessary objects in a sandwich.
Well, you know what I realize? We are a country that likes telling people on the other side of the counter what to do.
Yeah.
And I now had this thought. Starbucks is for ladies. Because every lady I've ever done, my Starbucks orders, give me a large coffee, and then they go, "What kind of, just medium or whatever you got, whatever's new, put it." Then I'll just put a little cream in it, right? Every woman I've ever known they want the caramel macchiato, light foam, but not too hot, and lots of questions. Do you have almond milk? Do you have almond? No. How about coconut? Do you do a soy milk? Do you do an almond soy coconut? And what they're doing is they're having it's basically the train to the dress. I'm getting married. I need some squires to carry this thing behind me, do my bidding. And the person behind the counter is having to take this super complicated order. Every woman has that. Every guy pretty much just wants a cup of coffee. Now, but the sandwich place, that's where the guy kicks in. Where he's like light mayo, extra mustard, a double up on the tomato, no onion. What, use it sweet relish, or is it right now? We're at Starbucks.
You want pepperoncinis or what?
Yeah,
exactly. A whole bunch of things I've never heard of in my whole life were the options that presented itself to me. Especially when you come from a country that's known to be a dairy-loving country, but you only have one option, like milk or no milk. There's no skim milk, semi-skilled, half-skilled. I was like, how is your whole country lactose intolerant?
Wait, you're telling me cuisine has not returned to Ireland since the Great Potato Famine?
Easy now. It certainly has. We've imported a lot of the foods from around the world. We're getting fancy these days, but growing up, yeah.
Well, you know what? What Ace was really getting at was, did your mom put love in these sandwiches?
She cared.
She put love in the sandwiches.
She cared.
She put love in the microwave chips, yeah. I can't speak badly about her because she passed away recently. And then her last wish, this is what I've been doing for the last few weeks because I was in Brazil, and she wanted to be cremated, but she wanted the ashes spread in America. And I'm like, weren't you a legal immigrant in America? That'd be pretty ironic if we just legally spread your ashes over there. But I've had to carry them with me, so I've been traveling around with these packet ashes for the last few weeks, and it was getting pretty morbid.
Bro, let's go to Forest Lawn and just do this this right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Wait, it's in the trunk of your car?
I put them in the post to my uncle, and then USPS lost them in the post.
Oh, no.
Your mom took a trip.
Yeah, she went on a 5-day trip, and then they finally found them. So anyway, you're bringing back all the love and memories. Did she make sandwiches with love? She definitely did. Did I deserve to put her in USPS and lose her? Remains around the States? No.
She wants to be scared. Look, first off, this is interesting, this concept of the multi-scatter zone, because I met a woman last weekend, and I was at a car thing in Talladega, at the racetrack at Talladega in Alabama. And she called me over, and she said, Adam, let me show you my car. It's a slant nose Porsche. I mean, it doesn't have the lights up front. So nose. And it's a turbo and blah, blah, blah. And it had a roll cage in it and a harness and stuff. And she said, my husband, God bless him, he just departed, but he would race this car and he'd take me and it was all, we'd go to that. And then I said, oh, well, that's so nice. You have his car and you have his memory and you take the kids and you bring it. And she said, and we did his ashes. We did it at the Corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Then we went to Road America and we scattered a few. And they're scattering his ashes on all his favorite tracks.
He's going to show up in so many murder investigations.
Hooters. They're like, we just found this guy's remains in Hooters.
Guy is
all his favorite
He's got
places.
his marks all over it.
So I would respectfully say you got to commit to a track that you want your ash. Like, look, I've raced at a lot of different places. I'll take Laguna Seca, fine. But I don't need to be spread to Road Atlanta. It's a lot of trouble for the person.
When you die, you want us to burn you up and then put you in the tires and burn you out around the track? That's what you're saying?
Hey, she evidently was like sprinkling it out the window. She was going around the track, I assume. But how many places does your mom want to go?
Well, that's the question. I did, or involuntarily go, as the case. There was a guy that opened for me in a comedy club recently in Minnesota, and he's like, I'm Irish myself. It didn't sound it, but he was nice. And then he started talking about shooting his granddad's remains. They made bullets out of its granddad, and then we're shooting him out of a musket somewhere. And I'm like, that is some second generation Irish stuff.
Was it rifle? Was it a musket rifle? Did his grandfather find the mark?
Some old school good. They were just shooting him out of this thing, loading him up and shooting him out.
They didn't put his ashes.
I've never heard that before. Made bullets out of it.
I've never heard that.
I'm going to do Mike Miller with the 21-gun salute.
Yeah, I thought it was very American. I'm like, that is way more American than Irish. Don't be blaming that on your Irish heritage. We are not shooting our dead people out of guns.
How many places does your mom want to be scattered?
Only one, but I think hopefully none of our spilled out going around the USPS depots.
Okay, so
yeah, only one. Only one. No, she'd been a nurse for a long time in a place outside New York City, so that was the.
That's where she wants to go.
Only one. No racetracks, but I mean, I could do a detour.
God bless her.
That's what I was thinking. She made good sandwiches.
Is it a burden on the living to pick a place that's far away and then task the living with spreading the ashes around?
You know what my dad wants? He wants me to take him to Nepal and give him a sky burial. You know what that is?
No.
Oh, my God. They hack you up and then feed you to the vultures. You get picked off the top of a mountain.
Yeah, see, that's imposing. Hunter S. Thompson's remains were shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, hell yeah. I knew I heard that somewhere.
You guys are shooting the living and the dead out
I'm
of
saying probably a 50 cal,
I put on mine under the Golden Gate Bridge to be scared. I did.
You want to be, that's on your will.
I have it on my will.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, but now that you said it, I'm like, yeah, that's a bit imposing. Somebody has to risk their limbs.
No, I would. Oh, listen, I'll handle you.
Thank you.
I'll just dump it off the edge. I'm not going into the water.
I'm thinking just feed my corpse to the great whites so they get a taste for human flesh.
Jeez, you've thought about this. You look way too happy when you said that.
Yeah. All right. So we do. Yeah, even gender reveals turns into a shot for us. You know, we like to fire stuff. That's
we like bombs.
Bombs, explosions.
Well, you do.
I got to say, when I was in Alabama, I passed a few fireworks stands, and I was like, I want to go in.
Oh, nothing? You didn't even... I would have stopped by for M&A.
Any building that has no windows, I'm in. That's strip club, fireworks, or good bar.
You're
Escape
a builder.
room, sadly.
You know how good those 2x4s are put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That thing wouldn't explode into a bit of shrapnel.
All right, what do you got in the news department?
Well, in the news, first up, Bruce Willis' wife, Emma, is defending her actions because she's taken Bruce home. and he'll live out his days.
Oh,
with dementia
taking him
at the
home
house.
from the home.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, why is
She's
she
not putting him
getting-
away? She's just out there, defending her action. People are saying, "Oh, he needs 24-hour care somewhere else," but she's taking. I know. I'm with you.
We have a weird relationship with death. Speaking of what we're just speaking of, but I just mean at a certain point, you've lost all quality of life. You don't know where you are. You take 5 people full time to take care of you. That's not. You're supposed to die at a certain point. We're able to stave that off with modern technology. But if you really talk about it, they go, well, we don't want these doctors playing God. Well, isn't that playing God? Like keeping someone alive for years after they should be dead?
But the thing is, it's like what? Let him starve himself out? Like what? Set him out into the woods? It's a very difficult decision to make.
I wouldn't trust my loved ones with you. You'd be dragging them up a mountain in Nepal trying to feed them to vultures.
I would put them in like a hamster ball situation where they just have to turn this wheel to create electricity for all time.
I came up with this horrible joke once, but it was in one of my books, which is they're talking about, who's going to pay to keep these people on life support for all this time, like Terry Schiavo and stuff like that. I said, all that stuff should be coin operated. And we'll see how many family members love you enough to feed quarters into that thing for the rest of the And it's a
great joke. What?
It solves itself because you wouldn't want to return to a world where nobody loved you enough to get a roll of quarters and put it in that machine.
The only way I'm doing it is if the horsey goes like this, back and forth, back and forth.
I think my mom, my dad recently died. They just stop eating at a certain point.
They have the choice to keep feeding. And I think that was a call I got where I was like, are you guys okay? We would stop feeding her at this point. And we're like, no, she doesn't want to be around anymore. Like once you can't do stuff, you want to be out there. Now maybe you get desperate last minute and you change your mind. You're like, actually, I haven't made my peace with a few things. I want to keep going. But it was a weird one. She was lucky and unlucky because they gave her a cancer diagnosis. She was gone within 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
On the full diagnosis of it. Yeah, but she would have, if I had asked her in advance, like, how do you want this to play out? That's how she would have wanted to play out. Yeah. She wouldn't have wanted to be in a home with someone looking after her all day. I'll tell you that.
A lot of, I remember finding my grandmother. My grandmother had pills hidden in an armoire that had like a crown molding at the top, and it was about a foot from the ceiling. It was like a dresser, and I was, as a carpenter, I was putting crown molding up in her bedroom. And I got up on a ladder and I looked down into this piece of furniture and there was pills and a couple of things of pills. And I said to her, she was younger-ish at the time. I don't know, she's 69, 70 or something. I said, what's these pills hidden up in these things? And she said, oh, those are my suicide pills. Wow. And I said, what's the plan with that? She said, well, when I get older, I don't want to hang out and be a burden, and I don't want to live this life where I'm married to a wheelchair and in bed and someone's wiping my ass. I'm taking those pills. I'm getting out with dignity. And I remember at the time, I was like 20, 21. I was like, all right, well, good for you then. Good. That bitch made it like 94, had full-time help, went through all her fucking savings, had to get a second mortgage on the house. She hung on to every last second of her life being picked up and set on the toilet, all that stuff with all this suicide pill stuff. She did not reach for those pills.
Meanwhile, I'm hanging out with one inside a capsule in my tooth.
That's right, like a German officer in Nuremberg. All right, what else we got?
All right, next we got, a little viral moment. Billionaire Mark Cuban got faced with some tough questions from former Fox News host Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I saw this.
This is a pretty funny clip.
I like Mark Cuban, but Mark has a little pie-in-the-sky version of life. But all right, here it is. Sorry.
Mark, let me ask you a question. What's your take on whether we should be sending money to Ukraine or not? Were you in favor of that?
Man, they need it.
I mean, honestly, I don't have a good answer. I can make an argument both ways, and half my family is Ukrainian from my grandparents. And so, personally, I think we should help, but I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
Oh, so what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix healthcare.
Why don't you fix their health care if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? Yeah. I notice that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the
it's
good
vanity.
news. The good news is all the weapons were on loan lease. We're getting it back. And our dear President Trump has negotiated that we own half the minerals. So he turned this horrible tragedy of a war into a profit center, which is one of his unique gifts. I think we can all agree.
Can I just...
Yeah, I like Tucker. I like both those guys. And Mark's a weird guy because he makes very strong takes strong positions, makes strong accusations and stuff, but he doesn't really defend them with a lot of fire. He just kind of goes, well, all right, yeah, you're right. They're both nice guys at their core who say a lot of sort of outrageous things, right and left, and Tucker sort of everywhere in between. At his core, he's like a super gregarious guy, likes humor, likes to laugh, sort of is a writer more than he is a speaker, does tons of writing, has an interesting life of lives in the guest house with his wife and their dogs, gets up in the morning and dunks himself in the cold swimming pool and then writes, and it's this eclectic, kind of rides his bike around the island in Florida he lives on and stuff. He's a hard guy to categorize. He says a lot of nutty things. I would imagine that him and Cuban are probably a lot alike, even though they don't seem a lot alike. There's a lot of guys that are a lot alike that seem diametrically opposed. There's a lot of guys I was just talking to Bill O'Reilly, and he's always busting Kimmel's balls, and I'm sure Jimmy Kimmel hates Bill O'Reilly. They're a lot alike. They're just different in terms of their subject, but as humans, there's a lot of similarities.
The hardware is similar, but the software is different.
They're both funny. O'Reilly doesn't get credit for it, but he likes comedy, and he's funny. They're both sort of bigger than life. They're both super opinionated and feel strongly about their own opinion. They both have a lot of they're headstrong. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what's right. Here's what I'm going to say. There's a lot of crossover with them. I'm not making this up. It exists in many facets of life, but I don't think Mark Cuban and also I think Mark Cuban and Tucker could definitely have a beer and a laugh together.
The shadow realm thems back and forth. Yeah.
Well, it was a good question. He certainly, the writer in him came out for that moment because that's a show-stopping question.
Oh, he's zinged him with the nerdy question. I know.
Yeah, I agree with him to some degree. But if you are a billionaire and there's something you feel passionate about, then you should. I think most rich people know that at the end of the day, their money is getting squandered wherever they give it, no matter what. Whenever you do this, Mandami is now going, if we just get an extra 1% from the 1%, then we'd have $10 billion extra. It's you're not going to fix it. You never fix anything. Nothing ever comes out the other end. So Mark Cuban could liquefy all his wealth right now, get it down to $2.7 billion, put it all in an attaché case and take it to Ukraine and hand it to Zelensky, and then there'd be zero, nothing would ever come out the other end. You could take, or he could take it all and give it to the LA Unified School Board, and 10 years from now, test scores would be exactly the same, and nothing would ever. And I think those guys all kind of know that. So,
yeah, it's a drop in the ocean sometimes.
Well, I'm saying if I'd set up with Lockheed Martin, right, and I just go, hey, pump these out right here. You have a strange new world of billionaires funding wars or something, or funding aid, or I don't know what that really brings up if you're going to give money directly.
It's a gotcha. To be fair to Cuban, I don't like when people do and they go, when the politician goes, we got to bring these grocery prices down, and they go, how much does a quart of milk cost? And they go, I don't know. Oh, you don't even know how much a quart of milk costs? And it's I know. He doesn't. It still means we got to bring these costs down.
It's a loaded question. But it's funny, as you were talking, I was just thinking that it's funny when someone you know is financially well off hits you up to give to a cause, and they're like, hey, we're doing this half marathon. We're only $400 away from our target. And you're like, dude, you're worth like $6 million. Just pay the $400. What do you email it all your friends for? Just make it happen. But I often think that if you're sitting on that many resources, well, go change something.
I believe that they know better than anybody that you could give Ukraine $10 billion and nothing would change. Well, that's the problem.
It depends where you're sitting, because the Ukrainians that are calling Ireland home these days would bite your hand off to get that input to do something with it. So there's no bad that's going to come out of that.
No bad, but I think if you said to a lot of rich people, look, whether it's Ukraine or the homeless situation, you go, look, I have something that if we can raise, $20 billion, we can end homelessness tomorrow. They do it. But they don't think it. I mean, we just spent $24 billion and we don't have anything. We just have more homeless. So I think they don't think it's going to fix anything.
It's such a wild number here, the homeless thing. In Dublin, like when I was from in Ireland, you wouldn't see it growing up, but now you do. And it was a quantifiable number. So you're like, all right, we're all one person removed from these dudes. Surely we can fix this. And then it starts creeping up, and you're getting the stage like, oh, crap, how do we actually do something about this? But in Ireland, I'd say it was very quantifiable and very solvable, and still is. That's why you have such a frustration. But in America, when I go around, it's on such a scale that you're like, Jesus, how do we stop that? Like you go to San Francisco or Seattle or Portland, you're just like, whoa, that is nuts. LA.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they just lose hope. They're like, I can't do it. And then you're like, you probably can. If you get your finger out, you can probably do something. I don't know. Maybe that's the optimist in me going, like, you can definitely do something. But did he sting him with a pretty good question? That's a good show-stopping question.
Yeah.
Especially if he's Ukrainian. It's kind of like DJ Khaled posting holiday photos these days. And you're like, what are you saying about your country? Like, when it's that close to home. You got to do something.
Where's DJ Khaled supposed to be from?
Palestine.
Oh, he's Palestinian.
I don't know. I assumed I know nothing about anything celebrity orientated.
Little factoid: his first name was DJ Arab Attack.
Was it?
But he changed it after 9/11.
All right.
Wise move.
Next in the news, drone strike. Greta Thunberg led Gaza flotilla in Tunisian port.
You gotta find Larry King interviewing DJ Khaled, because it's the greatest clip ever, because Larry King, it's weird. You go, well, he was a great interviewer. Was he a great interviewer? He was a great interviewer. So like every 9-year-old's a great interviewer, because every 9-year-old would just go, why are you so fat? And why are you bald? And what happened?
Exactly.
I loved him because I got to meet him, and I was like, talking to this guy was just like talking to, it was just wild. He was amazing. I thought he got me thinking about things I never thought.
Oh, animatronic robot.
We talking about Larry?
Yeah, he was full of life.
I loved Larry. Yeah, he's been on this show a few times.
I was asking him. It was just me and 4 or 5 Jewish guys out to breakfast, and we were batting around like all the things of Irish and Jewish. And I was like, well, they're not naming dogs after you people, but they're doing with Irish people in America. Like, you wouldn't send that, would you? Like, and I was like, Molly, Murphy, and Riley, 3 of the top 10 dog names in America. But
I also have Irish setters.
Yeah, you have Irish. Well, at least we have some responsibility in those. You didn't just take the name and genericize it.
Molly's my Irish setter.
Dude, Larry was a character.
This is him telling Larry that he keeps clean. All right, that's awesome. Let's just watch.
I want the house on the water. I want the nice car. I want the nice watch. I want to stay fresh. I want to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You should strive for greatness.
How did you gain all the weight?
That's a show-stopping question.
That's great. And he's also like he's like a detective, looking for traces of blood types, and it's how'd you gain all the weight?
I loved him. He sat, I went for breakfast. They used to do this breakfast meetup that I was lucky to be part of twice. Somebody got invited, and it'd be Larry and a couple of his friends every morning.
In Beverly Hills?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very unusual. I was like, what am I doing at this thing? But
what are you doing at that thing?
I've no idea. And there was a beautiful girl from Argentina there, and she was like some news TV presenter. I'm like, she's definitely here as part of this thing as well. I didn't say hello because I'm like, whatever. But Larry he was pretending he couldn't hear her. So like I was sitting between them. So he's like, oh, I'm a bit hard of hearing. Hey, can you just move Irish fella out of the way to get her over? And when he'd go into this restaurant, they'd take his jacket like religiously and go guard it somewhere as like this black leather jacket. And he got up. I think he used to leave whenever his blueberries ran out. He'd bring his own blueberries or something with him to breakfast. It was something kind of quirky that I thought was pretty unusual. He's like, 11 blueberries. That's it. I'm out of here, off to work. And he gets up when the blueberries ran out, and he kind of puts out his arms as if he's expecting the jacket to come, but he was so busy talking to this Argentinian girl that I had taken the jacket and I was waiting to give it to him, but he didn't notice. And what's the famous adage by Yogi Berra that the difference between men and women is like if a man's in a forest or something, he'd be like, we're not lost, we're making good time. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But Larry had been telling that story and I'd been listening. But anyway, he's like, where's my jacket? And I was like, well, you were lost in Argentina, but you were making good time. Here you go. And it does the biggest smile ever. I was like, you old stallion, on the jacket and out the door.
He's going to be missed. All right,
brilliant
sorry.
Character.
Greta.
I just wanted you to know that Greta Thunberg got drone striked. Yeah. We've got some video.
Yeah, she was on a boat heading to Palestine.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Well, the thing the rest of the world is fixated on a problem and solve it. You'll find the Irish on that boat and a few Brazilians and a lot of our actors and stuff. Yeah,
really?
They drone struck it last night. The drone struck the last flotilla as well.
But didn't sink the boat, did it?
No. It just caught fire to the front deck, and then they put it out.
And Israel did this? I guess. I don't know.
100% Israel did that.
I saw another video that said they just dropped a flare. They misfired a flare on their
this
own
whole
boat.
thing is unclear.
That's the American news version.
Yeah, there's like 6 versions of the story.
Well,
right
all right,
they dropped a bouquet of flowers to say thank you.
Let's do this math. If Israel wanted to sink the boat, they could sink the boat.
I think they did destroy their last boat. It's a whole flotilla.
Are you kidding me? Like, they have the best technology.
So they don't want to sink the boat.
No.
What are they trying to do?
They're trolling them, I think. Somebody is. I don't know. It's unclear at this time what's going on.
But also, do we believe anything Greta Thunberg says?
Well, I do, because there's a bunch of Irish people on those boats, and they are live putting out very reliable sources.
Just putting cigarettes out on oil rags, they're just dancing on the...
Why are there a bunch of Irish people on it?
Well, we're very sensitive to any global issue where we think a large-scale minority group is being completely screwed over. So wherever we view somebody as being hard done by in the world, we kind of, we nearly self-appointed ourselves to talk about it, because we're like, hey, we got majorly screwed over. These guys are being majorly screwed over. We need to be speaking up for this.
Are there actors and other local people?
Activists. But the scale of this one, I think, was pretty huge. But it's wild because it's not on mainstream media over here ever. But in Ireland, it dominates our media.
We do a lot of, everyone knows Greta Thunberg is heading on the flotilla, but
this
we
stunt
got
works.
that.
So they're trying to draw attention to this cause, and they have.
Yeah, but you don't want to kill anyone, obviously, because you're killing all the world's activists and you're bringing negative news story about yourself. But they do want to stop it happening. They don't want anybody to be able to enter those waters and bring aid to anyone. I imagine. I don't know. I'm not the most well-versed news story person.
Right. Yeah. So Israel doesn't want to sink the boat.
They want to stop them bringing aid to a bunch of people who need aid.
Right,
it's a sign that you can't get through.
Isn't it bad PR for them to drop a flare on the boat?
Are you kidding? They have bigger problems. They're blowing up buildings and blowing up people. PR is not there.
You're thinking content farm, huh?
Yeah.
You're thinking inside job. I think it's very possible.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the times we're living in. Some of the stuff is like the Nord Stream pipeline. It blew up, and then we don't know if the Russians blew it up, or we blew it up, or somebody else blew it up. And then someone goes, why would the Russians blow it up? It's their pipeline. And then someone else would go, they blew it up because it's their pipeline and no one would think it was them blowing it up to get attention or whatever. So now your head's kind of swimming a little bit because you're like,
your news is alternate. But this one is more like you find a guy called Brian who set fire to your car and he's still sitting next to your car when it's on fire. And you're like, here, Brian, did you do that? And he's like, wasn't me.
So Israel, you know,
it worked for Shaggy.
Ben Shapiro's going to be in here in a couple days. I'm going to ask him. Ben Shapiro. So Israel took a drone and fired something at it? Or
If that was the case, that'd be nonstop, wall-to-wall news.
Yeah, maybe it was Hamas. Maybe it was Hamas with a radio-controlled helicopter.
Well, you'll find it on the Irish State News if you go on there. That will be a big major story. But here it isn't. That's why when I was sitting and watching the TV and it's like the kid having the baseball stolen off them, I'm like, we're covering first.
What I'm saying is the media hates Israel. This would be fodder for them. This would be manna from heaven. They would be all over the place with this.
I don't know if it hates anyone that likes it, but if you'll obviously have a certain side on things, so it's your susceptible.
I heard about it.
The genocide.
Greta in the looks department went a different direction than I was hoping.
Lord Farquaad haircut?
Yeah, it's a crazy page boy, stuff like that. I'm going to be petty, but I had heard this story, so it was somewhere, but I don't know where I saw it or where I heard it, and I still couldn't figure out. Well, I don't know. Let's watch it one more time. The boat was docked near Capitol. So the boat was docked, so it wasn't.
No, this was open ocean. That's something.
Oh, then I don't know. Now I'm reading the boat.
No, it's in Tunisia.
What was the story? Was the boat docked? Was it
this
out
is second
in open water?
The main deck.
What's your take on whether we should?
All right.
The main. Now we're running
Mark
off the rails.
Cuban.
He just drifted back to Ukraine there momentarily.
All right, I'll ask Ben Shapiro what he thinks happened.
Ask someone else. Don't ask the Irish because we'll get pretty riled up about that one.
The story says that the boat was docked near the Tunisian capital, Tunis, and then it was droned in the middle of the night. Tunisia denies droning them.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
And there is video on Twitter of them misfiring a flare gun and lighting their own boat on fire.
See, that's what I'm saying. The story is developing.
Yeah, exactly. As in, none of us actually know.
All right, I'm ready to end on a.
Well, but wait, Coach,
note.
we got important Charlie Sheen news. You got liposuction after a prostitute called him fat, and then Charlie Sheen reveals how partying with Nicolas Cage sent him to rehab.
Charlie Sheen, for a guy who's got a lot of money, gets really critical prostitutes who they barricade themselves in his room. They like wreck things. They call him fat, which is, again, that's not good protocol.
He's the result of that motorcycle lifestyle that you were talking about earlier when it just doesn't stop. You just keep going. You're like, I'm going to keep going. I'm a wild man.
You're not supposed, first off, if you're a prostitute, 7/8 of your clientele is overweight. Because it's just rich business guys who can't get laid.
Well, if
without
you're in America, they're all overweight.
They're all overweight.
Statistically.
Right. So I'm saying let's not critique the guy in his underpants who's paying the bills around here. Like a little decorum would be nice. Didn't you see Pretty Woman? That's what I would do. I would sit down with any woman I was about to turn out, and I would sit down and I go, we're going to take 95 minutes, and I'm going to show you what a proper prostitute, how they dress, how they act.
But I'm still on a clock.
All right, I'll pay you, but let's just notice she did not try to stab him. She did not lock herself in the suite. She did not make fun of his appearance.
That's right. My mama raised me right.
I didn't say she had to be black and Pretty Woman. She's not, but you get it. A little decorum. So the prostitute, but in a weird way, the prostitute is the mouth of babes because your publicist's not going to say anything. Your agent's not going to say anything. The wardrobe chick at 2.5 Men's not going to say anything because they're all getting paid. Like the prostitute is going to tell you the truth.
True. Not going to sugarcoat it. I know so little about Charlie Sheen that I'm like, I just assumed he was always doing strange prostitution things. So I was like,
it's a numbers game, Ace. You get enough prostitutes going.
Yeah. You're right.
You'll get some compliments somewhere.
You're right.
But he is a man in the numbers game.
All right, let me tell everyone where everyone's going to be for everything. Bill O'Reilly, Confronting Evil, it's the name of his book. David's special, Shelf Help, as an elf on a shelf, is out September 11th. That's tomorrow as you hear this. Where do we go? Where do we find your special, by the way?
That one, I put it on YouTube.
On YouTube. Find it out on YouTube. I'll be in Albuquerque September 26th at the Chemo Theater, and then Flagstaff September 27th at the Orpheum Theater. And then I'm over at Kimmel's Club over there in Vegas, and blah. Just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Until next time, it's Adam Carolla from Mayhem and David Nihill and Bill O'Reilly saying mahalo. Alicia Krause is in here, and she's got the news.
I sure do. Want to hear some?
Nah,
not at all.
Yeah.
So did you hear about how John Mayer and Zach Bryan sold out Michigan, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor's whole stadium?
John Mayer and Bryan?
Yeah, wasn't it Zach Bryan? I thought it was him. They did a duet together, sold it out.
I don't know who Bryan is.
Zach Bryan did that song.
Oh, you're saying Zach Bryan. Okay, I was only hearing Bryan. John Mayer. Oh, I guess Zach is one of those weird names because John Mayer and Zach Bryan. I thought you were saying John Mayer and the Bryan or something, but Bryan, yeah. Zach. Mm-hmm.
So they sold it out. So he's a pretty popular guy. I was looking at his Spotify numbers earlier.
Zach.
Zach has so many of his. Yeah, there you go. Zach Bryan, Michigan Stadium. What is it? Isn't it the largest football stadium, college football stadium in the country? Anyway, epic concert. Everybody said it was awesome. 112,000 people there.
How does that work? I don't get how that works, but all right.
They sell tickets and people go.
No, I know it's how it goes, but it's confusing to me as to who sells the most, but okay.
So
he's popular.
He's a really popular guy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his songs, on streamers, have over 1 billion listens, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he's upsetting some people on the right side of the aisle, and has even had people within the Trump administration respond to him because it has this new song called "Bad News."
Mm-hmm.
Let me read you a lyric and see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And ICE is gonna come bust down your door to try to build a house no one builds no more. But I got a telephone. Kids are scared and all alone. The boss stopped bumping. The rock stopped rolling. The middle finger's rising and it won't stop showing. I got some bad news. The fading of the red, white, and blue.
So it's a kind of anti-ICE thing.
Yeah, America is the worst.
What's the part where the metaphor about the house that won't be built anymore?
I wonder.
Is he talking about labor?
That was where my mind went.
What rhymes with stucco? Hey, bucko, you remove these Mexicans, you get no stucco. Oh, write that shit down.
They'll use fucko in the explicit version.
Oh, yeah, but the radio version is going to be, hey there, bucko.
Right.
Don't you miss your stucco and your tacos and everything that ends with an oh, Lord. Oh, I could
you think you could sell out a Michigan Stadium?
I could do
illegal driving a trucko.
I could sell out maybe, somewhere I don't know, Clemson. Something like that. Some under 80.
Under 80.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty big, though. Still at SEC school.
It's the biggest.
That's a big
You were
one.
right. So he's taking a jab at this country,
and
saying,
the Trump
what are we doing?
And yeah.
All right. So not good with the country fans, though, because
I think country is so broad, though, now.
Is it?
There might be an audience for this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, well, listen, I think you're supposed to sing about what you care about. So if that's what he cares about, he should sing about it.
So the boss, who he references there, Bruce Springsteen, I guess is kind of his mentor and advisor.
Well, Bruce is like a soft pussy.
And there you go.
So there you go.
And I mean, Bruce has made political statements in his music for years. Obviously, U2 and, Bob Dylan and other, this has happened for decades. It's not a surprise to people.
Bruce does a lot of that. He does a lot of that. There's a factory, and now it's closed. People don't work there anymore.
That literally sounds like this
2,
lyric.
3, 4. And it's like, yeah, okay, there was a place. Yeah, and now it's gone. Hey, there's a ship, and it was called the Titanic. It's the bottom of the sea now. 2, 3, 4. It's like, okay, Bruce, there was a place and people went there and now they don't. Anything else you'd like to alert us to? And I know you think those people should be working somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we'll call you a hero, Bruce, but all I get from you is sort of virtue signaling. That's all they do.
Does he go out there and like picket with the UAW? Does he do anything? I mean, he supports Democrats.
He does my dad worked at the Chevrolet plant in Dearborn. And one day he came home. And he said, Brucey, that's what he called me.
I don't have a job no more.
I don't have a job no more, so no more food for you. 2, 3, 4. He tells the same sort of bullshit stories that Biden would tell. My dad told me, he said, see those two fellas hugging on the corner? Ain't nothing wrong with that. 2, 3, 4. We sit down. According to Joe Biden and Bruce Springsteen, every single thing happened at their kitchen table. Like my dad had come home and took his hat off. Sat at that kitchen table. He said, Joey, you're on your own. 2, 3, 4. And that's all, every story.
I've noticed every one of his stories is in standard time.
You know the great thing about Joe Biden?
He doesn't do a waltz
stories-
for a story ever.
Joe Biden's stories were also like the basketball court too.
I
It was
learned
the basketball court or the kitchen table.
the kitchen table's where he learned. And when he got called Joey, that meant, some wisdom was going to be imparted. His dad ran one of the biggest Chevrolet dealerships in the county, and that's why when he got married at 23, he got a brand new Corvette.
Like a rock.
For his wedding gift.
Wrong guy.
For a wedding gift.
Right.
He got a brand new Corvette. So I don't know. Was his dad? How
One
hard
day,
to travel?
son, you're going to store classified documents in the trunk.
I got you the 327, not the big block with the side oiler. 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
You gonna listen to the song though? You gonna listen to the song? And,
Sure. Listen. You can say whatever you want. It's fine. I don't like. Look,
there's a lot of things you don't like, so I'm bracing myself for thing Adam doesn't like 1001.
Your side created a problem by letting tons of unvetted people into this country.
Mm-hmm.
You created a problem. The problem is now trying to be unrectified or unfuctified by what you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
So, first off, the surgeon who comes in after you never got your boil lanced after 30 years and now it's infected, it's on your back. It's not really on him. You let it go.
2, 3, 4.
What rhymes with carbuncle? You let it go. So you let this
uncle.
You let this problem go. You said that Kamala Harris had been to the border. She was in charge of the border. You had Mayorkas and everyone lie. You had a picture of Border Patrol with their reins in their hands, and you said they're whipping Haitians.
And children in cages.
You created a massive problem. Now the problem is going to have to be fixed. The problem is there's no clean, easy, fast, and cheap way to fix this problem other than getting people who are not here legally, going in and getting them out.
Which actually, when I listened to the song and listened to this lyric, is Zach Bryan insinuating that he's dating an illegal whose kids are all alone, but he's got the phone?
They have done this. They've done two things. They've said these people are just here to work. And they started with a lie. Do you guys notice, Dawson, I'm looking at you too. What happened to the lie that they contribute more than they take, that they put in more, they use less? Remember that? Remember 3 years ago, these people were a net plus
They
for
paid
us?
more in taxes than all of us.
Right. They paid more, they contributed more, they used less. That was always that.
That's still Newsom's line, by the way.
Oh, is it still?
Yeah.
Well, everyone else dropped that bullshit
because it turned
now
out
there's just
true.
they're here to work, and not only are they here to work, they're going to do everything you won't do, lazy white man. So leave them alone, which is their argument. And look, there's some, I have some sympathy for you've been here for a million years and you abide by the laws and you work real hard. then you're on a list, but you're at the bottom of the list. We'll take the troublemakers
And
off the top.
I do understand even the argument that Obama made when he was president of like the dreamers, like when kids are brought here by their parents, it's not their fault, but then give them a path to citizenship that vets them and figures it out and lets them stay here. That's fine too.
Ooh, maybe he should cover that song.
Obama, he does like to sing. He's got a
I'm
spoken
talking
word.
Zach. Zach should take a twist on "Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer." What was that song?
Oh God,
that was that's like what?
I won't turn out the light.
I feel like
Just
the next.
hold on. It's Kenny Rogers.
No,
yeah, he sings a duet.
It's a duet.
And it's the chick. She's got that raspy voice. I love her though.
Oh,
Stevie
Kim
Nicks?
Carnes.
No, Kim Carnes. Yeah, she's the one with the Betty Davis eyes. And
Yeah.
Was it Kim
It was
Carnes?
Kim Carnes and Kenny Rogers.
Oh, was it
I love
Kenny
that song.
Rogers?
I just feel like you guys have really clinched that the next Carolla team outing should be karaoke.
100%.
Oh yeah. So it's Kenny and Kim
Kenny
Carnes.
and Kim Carnes.
Oh, good pull, man. That was a
Nice.
good pull.
Nice.
Yeah, that had a big hit. Don't fall in love with the dreamer.
I just got to say, don't agree with Zach Bryan, but this is the First Amendment at work right here.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Couldn't say this in Saudi Arabia.
No, you could not.
All right, this is kind of interesting. And my church has experienced this firsthand. According to the Barna Group, who's out in Ventura County, they're like a Christian polling company. They say that Gen Z men are returning to church in surprising numbers in the faith resurgence. I read another article about this week, too. I think it was in Christianity Today, where they were like, is it really a rise in young men going to church, or is it a decrease in young women leaving the church? And it's actually a little bit of both. Gen Z men are attending slightly more often than millennial men even, marking a generational reversal from years gone by. According to Daniel Copeland over at the Barna Group, he's the vice president of research over there. He says, quote, "This data represents good news for church leaders and adds to the picture that spiritual renewal is shaping Gen Z and millennials today."
What is the Gen Z age? I've rejected all these titles, so I never know.
I'm a grandma millennial and I'm 39. So Gen Z, I think, is like 38 and younger. Right?
And so they're going, and women aren't going in the same numbers.
And whether or not it's affiliated, Gen Z men are also kind of coming more to the right, as well as Gen Z women move more to the left.
Yeah, this bolsters my theory that women are going insane, because I see them fighting and screaming, and less church probably helps with
the crazy
spitting on ICE officers and like screaming and stuff like that. I think it makes sense to me. Gen Z is 13 to 28.
Oh, wow.
So
That's young. That's way young. Wait, so you're saying millennial is 28 to like 48 then?
I don't know.
I thought it was like generations were every 20 years.
No, yeah. Millennial goes down to like 30.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
I
So good.
thought I was a grandma millennial.
More
people going to church is a good thing.
It is.
And apparently, even some churches, this Barna study came out towards it was the end of 2024 into early 2025. This doesn't even include the data since the murder of Charlie Kirk, in which churches all around the country said that they saw an insane increase in young men and people generally, but specifically young men going to church.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that's better for the country.
I do too.
I think it's better for culture.
I agree with all that.
Like, I think, monogamy and 10 Commandments and all those things the Bible teaches are pretty good.
I agree. They had it right. It's basically diet and exercise, It's just
Spiritual diet and exercise.
Just, basic stuff, old stuff.
Well,
stuff
one of the
grandma.
7 deadly sins is gluttony. So you're right. It is. It's diet and exercise without Ozempic.
I agree. But, Ozempic makes it easy for people to cut corners.
I think that the
and
cell
take
phone.
easy roads.
I think that the cell phone has made it easy for people to cut church out of their life, which in turn cuts out community and emotional regulation and normalcy and communication. Right? Like, there's so many things that are negative about technology, and I think removing you from the real world is one of those things. And that's why you see people, like you said, women going a little extra crazy on ICE officers or police officers.
Well, I'm only saying women are going crazy because they formerly weren't crazy. It was guys punching and screaming and doing that, and now it's women punching and screaming.
Well, because previously women were stuck at home.
They couldn't punch and scream.
No,
they were stuck at home. And now they're the tip of the spear. And listen, as a human, we're always trying to find a shortcut for everything, you know? Like you start off as a kid and it's like you go all the way around, or you just hop that fence and be there like right now. And so you hop the fence, you know? So you just kind of look for ways to get there faster and easier. And so that's what we're wired for. So if there's Ozempic versus willpower, we'll do the Ozempic, you know, and we do everything that way. But eventually you forget that walking the long way burns calories. You meet people, you have experiences, you see things.
Might see a little butterfly or a bird.
Little bird or butterfly, and hopping the fence, you sort of deprive yourself of that.
Yep.
And so I always preach this to people, like, I am, as you saw, on my second merch bag repair. The first merch bag repair completely blew out the bottom of it. The zipper pulled apart and the thing just blew out.
You're a doer.
Yeah, and I went and they said, throw out the merch bag and go buy a new merch bag. And I said, will not throw out that merch bag. I shall fix that merch bag. And I fixed it.
Yeah, that's what you were doing when I got here. I was like, what are you doing?
Well, that was the first merch bag I fixed. And then we dragged that thing around the country for another 2 years. And then eventually Burbank Airport made me toss it, for a long story. But either way, the second merch bag, the handles just pulled off. And then somebody said, throw that away, get a new merch bag. And I said, I'm going to fix the handle. Now, I got the money for a new merch bag. I just don't like filling the landfill with more plastic, number one. And then number two, I can fix it. And I have a bunch of tools.
Yeah.
And it feels good to fix things.
And I think that that's the part that people don't realize is the feel good part. Like there can be some level of, dang it, I feel stupid. I don't know what tools to use. I don't know how to fix this. But then when you work through that and get to the part of fixing something or doing something hard, it's the good feeling at the other end of it.
And then
that a lot of society doesn't experience anymore because they don't do the hard thing in the first place. They avoid the hard thing.
I traveled the country for 2 years with my fixed merch bag, and I was throwing that thing in the back of Ubers and putting it on the scale at the Southwest terminal and whatever. And every time I saw it, I'd see this piece of wood that I put along the bottom to fix it. And it reminded me that I fixed it and that it worked fine.
Yeah.
And it always worked fine. We never had to throw it out because it didn't come undone. Now, it didn't look as good as other merch bags out there. But now the handle's blown out on this one, and I'm going to have to fix this.
Did you zip tie it, or what are you going to do to it?
It's a handle, like a D-shaped handle, a regular handle, that is just pulled out from the cloth. And the hole has been yoked out. And because the thing weighs, you end up putting 50 pounds worth of books in there.
True.
It's bound to happen again because someone's going to lift it by the handle and it's going to be 50 pounds and it's going to blow out.
It's like a really big kettlebell you're carrying around the country.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to put a backer, something broad on it for in between. I'm going to have to spread that load out. I'm going to figure it out.
But you have to be careful what you use as the backer because most of the time your limit domestic travel is 50 pounds. So if you have 50 pounds of merch, you don't want to lose out on money by putting in like a plywood backer that takes up, like, what, 3 pounds?
You can find a piece of plastic.
No, I'm weighing it. You're
going to weigh it along the way and see.
I'm weighing doing a through bolt versus a wood screw type thing. Either way, I will examine it.
I want to see before and after.
It will work, just
should,
like the other bag I worked out.
We should document this for the gram.
Yeah, I don't have I got to find what I got here in terms of materials and stuff like that. But I will fix it, and it shall
Can
work.
you come to my house because I've been on the phone with 2 different companies today. My washing machine lock is like just and I can't use my washing machine. So
Your
you can
washing machine lock.
Yeah, so like where it clicks and then like it locks and then the load runs. It won't lock.
It won't latch.
It's like the top part, the plastic part, whatever was on the inside. I can see it dangling,
Yeah.
and it won't.
Well, you got to order that
connect.
part.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go figure out what unit you have.
I got the unit and the serial number, and it's under warranty and all that stuff. And they're telling me they can't come for a week. And I'm like, yo, I have 4 kids and 3 adults in this house. You think I can go a week without doing laundry?
I'll bet you that part goes bad frequently on that unit. And I bet you can buy it fairly cheaply online. And it's probably just 2 screws away from being replaced.
But I have to then take off the whole outside of the thing because it's one big piece in order to access the
Oh, you got
inside
one big
part.
sheet metal shroud around it.
It's
You
a
got to
Speed
pop
Queen,
that
So
off.
it's like the metal all the way around.
Speed Queen always sounded weird to me.
Right?
Like it sounded very Tina Turner from Tommy. She was the Gypsy Acid Queen, which was the craziest character ever in a movie. Probably not homeschooling.
No,
recommended
don't even know
viewing.
what that is.
The Who is a English rock and roll band.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay.
I prefer Zeppelin, but go on.
They wrote a rock opera called Tommy.
Stop. I'm totally looking this up later. Go on. Wait, and Tina Turner was in it?
Tommy was about a blind, deaf and dumb boy who was really good at pinball. And
It's the song. They wrote the song for the movie or the movie for the song?
the song was in the rock opera.
Okay.
And then at some point they made the rock opera, the movie, and had cameos by everyone. Elton John sung Pinball Wizard because he covered it too.
Yeah.
And Tina Turner played the Gypsy Acid Queen, and it was weird and scary. Scary and freaky. Oh, and Anne Margaret was in it.
Wow.
Yeah, she got covered in beans.
So did Tina Turner do this before she did Mad Max?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
This was her audition for Mad Max?
It was a weird, surreal movie, and I didn't know what to make of it when I was a kid, but it kind of gave me bad dreams. But
So Halloween vibes?
Yeah, Speed Queen sounds like Gypsy Acid Queen. Speed Queen is a weird name, but it made sense for 1942, and then Speed got popular, and then the Queen and all that. All right, you got any more stories?
I do.
Let's do one more.
Have you heard about this Attorney General candidate in Virginia, Mr. Jay Jones?
Yeah, this is a weird story, and it's so funny. Like if you see like the greatest part of all these stories is, well, you read the story, but I think it was Politico's version of it. I love my favorite
The way they
part
spin
of,
it.
Yes, I love when the left-wing rags have to spin it their direction. Like I love like Ilhan Omar, like on 9/11, some people did some things.
Don't know who.
You mean
and
like
then Republicans pounce.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Republicans bounce, right? Yeah, I love the soft sell.
Yeah.
Especially when it's murderous intent.
So USA Today headline is Democratic candidate faces bipartisan backlash over texts about shooting colleague. But NPR and Politico and the like Washington Post and others,
Some
to your point,
people said some
we're
things.
literally like Democratic AG candidate, like minority because he's a black guy, Democratic candidate for AG in Virginia. Pounced on by Republicans for alleged text messages.
All right,
like
they'll
there's
do
screenshots.
alleged, yeah, and they'll also do a version. The political version of it, which is funny, which is like, after a controversial statement or something, they never say threaten to kill. They
Threaten
just
to kill somebody
they'll
with
take
2
some
bullets to the
soft
head.
Version of this. Yeah, what was that story? 'Cause it was pretty.
So back in 2022, this is an old conversation that this female Republican delegate from Virginia, Carrie Corner, shared reported screenshots of her August 8th, 2022 conversation with Jay Jones in which he admitted, he said that they were sent to her in error. So he acknowledged sending these. It's not even like he's trying to cover it up. He's acknowledging it. He said that he was joking that a previous Virginia House of Delegates speaker should get, quote unquote, 2 bullets to the head. He reiterated that violent rhetoric has no place in our politics. However, he accused his Republican incumbent, Jason Mireles, of dropping smears through the media outlet favorable to Donald Trump and politicians. He also said he sent text messages that he regretted. So the thing that's even weirder is she followed up with this like literally a couple days after Charlie Kirk died, and he kind of doubled down on it. So the original text messages said 3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert, his Republican opponent, Hitler, and Pol Pot. He texted, Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Coiner, the Republican delegate, responded, Jay, please stop. And he said, LOL, okay. She said, it really bothers me when you talk about hurting people or wishing death upon them. Later in the text thread, Jones also reportedly mentioned Gilbert's wife and children. Do I think Todd and Jennifer are evil and that they're breeding little fascists? Yes, he said. So
yeah, he wanted to pee on their grave.
He wanted to pee on their grave. He talked about
look, if you're evil and you're breeding fascists, then you do need a bullet.
This is what the left has been saying for years. Like this is what you do to fascists.
They run away from it all the time. But if you're doing the evil and you're doing the fascists, then some 19-year-old who's out of his mind will do the math on the evil and the fascists.
And it's like, I think what bothers me even more is the minor children, like the children involved. It's like and I said this when people go after the Obama girls or Chelsea Clinton or anybody else, it's like, just keep the kids out of it. Like your kids aren't responsible for your behavior or what you do for a living. Neither are mine. They were like born into our family. That's the way it is. They can't
write this down.
Your
born kids. Hold on. Your kids were born into my family?
No, I said your kids or my kids. Like they're born
into my kids weren't born in. All right, hold on, slow down. Kids born.
Did I miss
family?
Something?
Yeah, I get it. No, it's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
Later on, when Chelsea becomes an unhinged bitch, then
that's crazy.
By all means, pile on.
So, don't leave the kids out of this. And the fact that Democrats, including Tim Kaine, walked into the Capitol today and was like, no, I've known him for 25 years. I don't think he meant this. He shouldn't say those things, but he shouldn't step out of the race either. Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. People do believe this stuff. And you talk about the extreme example of someone taking a gun and ending a life because they think they're killing a Nazi. But what about a much less extreme? Say, would you want a nurse who thinks this way putting your catheter in?
Or teaching my children?
Or if I ran a hospital and I thought these people were Nazis, let's just say I wasn't going to pick up an assassin's rifle, but I wouldn't hire them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give them overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want to be around them. And
NBC News says that Winsome Sears, who's the current lieutenant governor of Virginia, first minority and first female to hold that office, by the way, in a previously segregated state, pounces.
Yeah, she's pouncing.
She's pouncing. She's seizing on the moment.
That's right. That's her fault. Yeah. Okay. So this guy is trying to be the attorney general.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in charge of people's fates. And we can't.
Do you trust this guy to be a prosecutor? Do you trust him not to go after his political enemies with like his legal power?
Here's what I've learned, sadly, and very convincingly. This sort of like, Trump's getting this case is going to be in D.C., so he doesn't stand a chance. Like, I'd like to do it based on the merits of the case, not the makeup
of the judge and the justice system.
Yes. And so there's a lot of that. Now, I think the left does that much more than the right because they're more driven by ideology.
You mean when it comes to the judiciary?
Judiciary and beyond. I mean, look, if I'm a school principal and I'm very progressive and 2 kids get into trouble, one's wearing a MAGA hat and the other voted for Hillary Clinton, then I'll go, well, this kid's a nice kid, but he got caught up with some bad kids. And I'd see the MAGA hat kid and I go, that kid's evil.
Well, like they did with those students at the March for Life, right? That were quote unquote harassing the Native American guy.
Right.
Remember that case?
I know. Can the ladies from The View stop just every 10 minutes and look back at all the Kyle Rittenhouse and Jussie Smollett and everything they've been wrong? They've been wrong about everything.
Yeah.
They got
Justice
duped.
Kavanaugh.
Everything they were wrong
March
about.
for Life kids.
It's all perfect.
COVID.
So I do think those people are much more likely to not turn a blind eye to whatever because their ideology drives them. And if you're evil, then they got a chance to get their pound of flesh.
And this is this week everybody's all been a Twitter about Pam Bondi going after James Comey, and Trump's going after his enemies, and he has a list, and it's unjust and it's fascist. Same language they've been using for 10 years now, and it's like, well, but then like you said, they're like, great, let's take up this prosecution case against Donald Trump in New York because we know the DAs there and the AG there are going to get Trump.
Well, we know because they announced it when they were running.
It was
number
their
one.
campaign
And number two.
Jay Jones, this guy in Virginia, said the same thing too. He's like, I'm going to go after everything that Glenn Youngkin and Winsome Sears and Donald Trump did.
Right. But also the whole overestimated value of Mar-a-Lago or whatever. I don't even know what that was. I mean, I still don't really know what it was.
How is it really illegal, you mean?
Well, I've done enough real estate where I can't just go, yeah, I'd like a loan on this warehouse. And I got it at about $50 million. So I'm going to need, what's 75% of that? I mean, just give me $37 million. The bank's going to go, no, we'll do our own appraisal. We're not going to take your word for anything.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go high. So they'll come in and then they'll appraise it. And then they'll give a number, but their appraisal will be low because it's to protect them. And then we'll decide whether they give me the loan or not. And
this is like the same with an insurance company when you have damage on a house.
And then I'll pay the loan back, and then that'll be that. At some point where they go, Carolla said it was worth $50 million. I don't know how that works. And then you go get your expert and say that this warehouse was worth $80,000 when they say Mar-a-Lago was worth $15 million or whatever, something insane.
Trump said it was worth like $30 million, and it showed that it was worth $18 million, and then he got charged for lying about it on bank documents or something.
$30 million doesn't get you a 8,000 square foot nicest house that Tom Brady might be your neighbor in that neighborhood.
Yeah, wasn't it? Well, it used to be one of the richest. Now it's like parts of South Beach, Miami are.
I don't know. What's Trump Mar-a-Lago? It's
I can't even remember.
$250 million is what I'm saying. It's not 30. 30, it doesn't.
No, I was just saying like making up numbers. Like I remember he had a higher number, and then the prosecutors in New York were like, no,
they had it. They had it at like 18.
Yeah,
18 buys you. 18
nothing in Palm Beach.
18 doesn't buy you half of J-Lo and Ben Affleck's house that's on the market.
The most important aspect of that case, though, is this was a deal between Trump and the bank. Trump got the loan and then paid it off.
Right.
We're done.
Right.
End of transaction.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right. So this is
crazy.
lawfare.
It's crazy. And the lawfare is good when Dems do it, but it's bad when Republicans do it.
Right.
And I'm just like, can it just be bad when anybody does it?
2022, Forbes had Mar-a-Lago at $350 million. And that was 3 years ago, so it's probably a little bit more than that.
But that was when the case was going down. In 2022 was when the case went down, right?
That was before, I think.
It might have started before, but he wasn't a sitting president when they were prosecuting him for that. It was during the campaign.
Yeah, they wanted to just prosecute him so he wouldn't be president and do this stuff.
Yep.
And then they could keep their USA aid and ID or whatever they would just keep all their money flowing.
By the way, Marco Rubio, man, he has so many jobs.
I know.
He's like Secretary of State. He's working on Middle East deals. He's running USAID or not running it anymore. Trump keeps giving him all these jobs. It's hilarious.
Well, you want to get something done, give it to someone who's busy. All right, Elise Krause. People can go check out your column.
Yep. It's on this week. Mr. Jay Jones and how Democrats will not distance themselves from him.